Hello, my name's Jason. I'm the developer of toyboximagineer.com and I'm here to show you how our checklist works. What's unique about our checklist is that it's platform agnostic, meaning that because it's a web app, it can be used on any mobile platform, pretty much anything that has a browser. So tablet, Android, iPad, iPhone, Android phone, obviously web browser. It's web based. So it's kind of good in that way because it doesn't matter if your friends have a different phone to you or whatnot, anyone can use this checklist. And it's scalable so that it becomes well, it's usable on a big 1080p desktop screen right down to small last gen iPhones or Android phone devices. So let's go straight in and check it out. Obviously, the first thing you have to do when you go to toyboximagineer.com is create an account. And then you click on this collect button over here. Or up in the top will also work. Now, what I've done is I've split the different Disney Infinity checklists into categories. And obviously, fingers crossed, we're expecting 3.0 to be added to this list any day now. Or if you're looking at this some months from now, 3.0 is probably already added in. Point is, we will continually update this checklist to make sure that we're covering everything. But I've currently split it into 1.0, 2.0, exclusives, and digital only. Over here, I'll go into a bit later, but it also has the ability to check out power disks and so on based on their category or type of disk. Underneath each category, you'll have a percentage, so you can see what percentage complete of each of the categories are. And this is really important down here. You can set your collection to public or private. So if you set your collection to private, only you will be able to see what your collection is. If you set it to public, it will become viewable by other users, which is really important when we discuss the trades. But let's open up Disney Infinity 1.0. This is an example. And so right off the top, you'll see all the characters listed at the top. And then we launch into power disks and play sets. Some of the things I want you to take notice of, and this is my own personal checklist at the moment, not 100% complete, mind you. Anything that is in a shade of red is something that you do not have. In the little power disk indicator on the top left of each item is a number. That is how many of that particular power disk or character that you actually have. Again, I'll take a quick look at the top here. You can dynamically go into list mode or thumb mode, whichever is more appropriate for the device you're using, or more pleasing to your eye. But obviously, list mode is extremely helpful when you're working on mobile platforms. So I'll leave it in thumb mode for now since we're on a desktop screen. Now, you can further reduce down your list by clicking on either need, which will show you only the items that you actually need to complete your collection. And dupes will show you all the items that you have multiples of. How you log those, I will show you in a minute. Just so we don't get bored of what we're looking at, let's move on to Disney Infinity 2.0 so I can demo some other features of the checklist. So let's say you're wanting to find out how you could potentially set up a trade with someone. You're looking to find stuff that you need. So I go into Disney 2.0, which is what I've got the least of, and I can immediately click on need up here. And I'll be shown everything that I need in Disney Infinity 2.0. Now what you'll notice is above each disk, you'll see in green, it will actually tell you how many people in our database actually have the disk that you need. So if I use this Black Panther's Vibranium, is it? No, if I click that, we get a dialog option. Now, this bottom section here is how you actually add discs to your collection. And we have a couple of situations here. So no box, with a box, mint in box is obviously more relevant to figures than power discs, but you can set a grade of what grade quality the disc is, so if it's slightly damaged or whatnot. And then you can set it to either keep or trade. So I'll use this one again as an example. So I'll click the add button. That's going to add one of those discs to my collection. Say I get another one in a power disc, I can then go add this one, but this one's a trade. Now, if I shut that down and I refresh my thingo here, I no longer need that power disk. If I go back to category 2.0, go down here, actually I'll just go to dupes to reduce it. Here we are. So these are the ones I added. Now I'm just going to remove these because I don't actually have it. So that's how easy it is to remove them from your category. Then I'll go back to need. Here it is. Now this is the really powerful part of what's being set up here. As you can see, it's saying here there's 11 trades available. So if I actually click that, it will show me every user in the database who has a duplicate of that power disk and hence is a potential trade partner. It will also prioritize based on your country. So if you're an American or a Canadian, it will show you all the Americans and Canadians first in this top list, because obviously that's going to be the most convenient user to create a trade with. But in the event that you don't have anyone in your country, it will show you all the international trade partners underneath. So if I use this Dasmay as an example, so I've identified that Dasmay's got exactly what I need, but how can I tell if I've got anything that he needs? Well, let's show you. So if I click on Dasmay here, it will bring up his profile. Now, this is really important because this is how you're going to get in contact with the person. Every public form of contact that they've put in their profile will be available to you here. So I can see here that he's listed an email address. So I could email him to ask him about a particular trade proposal. But the important thing we need to go is we need to click on this compare collections button. When I click on that, now we're actually seeing what he has. This is his stats on his collection. I can tell that he's 67% complete of his Dizzy Infinity 2.0 collection, and he's 100% complete on his Dizzy Infinity 1.0 collection. So obviously we know there's not going to be much chance opportunity for trades there. So let's click on his Dizzy Infinity 2.0 collection. Now, again, this is referencing his collection. So we can see everything in red that he doesn't have. But these buttons operate a little bit differently here. If we click need, we can see everything that he needs. But if it's not red, that actually tells me that I have that disc available in trade to give him. So I can immediately see that's a trade potential. And if I click on dupes, now we see everything that he has multiples of, and anything that's not in red is discs that he has that I don't have. So as you can see, it's quite powerful for predetermining potential trades before you even contact the person. So I could take this information now, utilize the contact information that I've grabbed from his profile page, and confidently email him and say, hey, I've noticed that you've got, what is this? 7 discs that I require. Now, obviously I know from the database here that I've only actually got one power disk, at least in 2.0, that I know he needs, but at least that's a starting point. And we have further updates coming along the line as far as email notifications when discs get entered into the database that you need. Also a trade system that will help you communicate potential trades with other users and so on. But I just wanted to demo that to you now. It's certainly very robust and an excellent way of tracking your collection. Certainly going to be more beneficial in the coming months as a potential Disney Infinity 3.0 comes out. But nonetheless, if you haven't completed your collection yet, I highly recommend getting over to toyboximagineer.com, creating an account and entering your collection, and encourage your friends to as well, because at the very least it's a really intuitive way to compare your collection with your friends, and certainly a fantastic way of pre-vetting trade potential. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the checklist. It will be continually updated and developed. Toybox Imagineer isn't just a checklist though, but I want you to come check it out. Check out the rest of the site while you're there, and I hope you enjoy it, and we look forward to continuing to develop this site alongside the community. It's completely free to use, and again, it is available on all devices that have a web browser. So in fact, it's even compatible on TVs or game consoles. As long as it has a web browser, you can use this checklist. So thanks very much, and we'll talk to you soon.